Travis Montgomery had already lived through heartbreak when we meet him in Station 19. His husband, Michael, had died, and though Travis carried that love with him, he never quite knew if he could risk opening his heart again. Then comes Emmett Dixon, the fire chief's son, walking into Station 19 with more baggage than gear. He and Travis had hooked up once before, a casual encounter, but for Travis, it quickly became complicated when Emmett showed up at the station with a girlfriend. Emmett was hiding parts of himself, and Travis, a man who valued honesty, wasn't sure if he could handle it. But over time, cracks in Emmett's facade began to show. The pressure of living under his father's shadow, of pretending to be someone he wasn't, weighed on him. With Travis's blunt honesty and a little tough love, Emmett found the courage to come out, first to himself, then to the people around him. That moment, small and quiet, began to transform their connection. The romance between them was anything but smooth. Travis struggled to let someone in after losing Michael, and Emmett longed for a love that wasn't afraid to be spoken out loud. There were breakups, reconciliations, even Emmett leaving for Italy to chase his own dreams. Every separation made it clear that timing was their greatest obstacle. Travis wasn't ready when Emmett was, and Emmett wasn't grounded when Travis finally reached for him. But fate kept pulling them back. When Emmett returned after his father's death, the two men found each other again. By then, they had both grown. Travis, more willing to risk his heart, and Emmett, stronger in his own identity, no longer just the chief's son, but his own man. Their love story isn't about grand gestures or perfect timing. It's about resilience, about learning when to stand firm and when to let go, and about two men choosing over and over to try again. For Travis and Emmett, love was never simple. But in the messy, imperfect way of real life, it was always worth it.
When Emmett returned, he and Travis didn't fall back into old patterns right away. They were cautious, circling each other, as if afraid of breaking something fragile. But small moments kept pulling them closer. Late-night talks in the kitchen after long shifts, a hand brushing against the other and lingering a second too long. The ease of laughter they'd once forgotten how to share. For the first time, Travis wasn't haunted by guilt when he looked at Emmett. Michael's memory remained with him, but instead of chaining him to the past, it began to guide him into the future. He realized love wasn't about replacing what was lost, but about expanding the heart to hold more. Emmett, too, was different. His time in Italy had given him independence, but grief over his father's death had also carved out a deeper empathy in him. He was no longer the uncertain young man fumbling with his identity. He was someone who knew what he wanted, and what he wanted was Travis, fully and without apology. Still, it wasn't easy. They clashed, sometimes fiercely. Travis worried about being left behind again if Emmett's restless spirit pulled him elsewhere. Emmett feared Travis might always keep him at arm's length, a second choice to a memory. But instead of letting those fears drive them apart, they began to talk through them, slowly building a foundation stronger than before. The turning point came not in some dramatic, sweeping moment, but in the quiet of an ordinary day. Emmett cooked dinner, pasta he had perfected overseas, and Travis, sitting across from him, realized he wasn't waiting for the other shoe to drop. He wasn't bracing for loss. He was present, fully, with the man in front of him. From then on, their love began to feel less like a battle against fate, and more like a choice they made daily. They learned to laugh at their own stubbornness, to forgive each other quickly, and to carve out a space that was theirs, not shaped by grief, not defined by legacy, but by the life they wanted together. And so, the story of Travis and Emmett didn't end with a grand conclusion. It unfolded like the quiet rhythm of two people choosing to stay, again and again. Not perfect, never simple, but honest, resilient, and finally free.